WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, ESPN 790 AM with Colin Coward and The Herd, weekday mornings from 9 a.m. till noon.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Well, we've had a great time on this morning's show. We've talked to Gene Smith in studio with me. We've talked to Dale Sanders.
He's an amazing man.
Who on June the 14th will turn 80, and he's paddling the Mississippi River in 80 days.
2,400 miles.
That's an amazing thing to do. And we've also talked about the St. Jude Bass Classic, which is coming up on May the 24th, and talking fishing. And we're going to kind of switch gears. Back in early April, I had Mark Land on the show talking about the big event that was coming up at Lake Guntersville, the Muzzy Classic, and Ron Wong, who's on the show with us he's out in Sacramento. And Ron, you remember we talked about the Muzzy Classic bow fishing tournament, and we kind of toyed around with how much fish it would take to win that thing. And
yeah, we did.
Yeah, and I'm not sure either one of us came up with almost 400 pounds. But
no, not at all. And this is one of those events, activities where you're marrying hunting and fishing together.
Yeah.
What a deal.
And what a deal it was back in late April. The 16th Muzzy Classic Bow Fishing Tournament at Lake Guntersville. And they had a special guest at that event that a lot of us know, not only through her father, but also through her work now in getting out. And she had a chance to be a celebrity participant and got to do a thrill. I don't know how you could have many more thrills in your lifetime, Eva Shockey, but it had to be fun, was it?
It was. It was one of the most fun weekends I've ever had, actually. And I've had some pretty fun weekends in the hunting world.
But to come up to this, and we're talking to Eva Shockey, who is telling about, she grew up, of course, with a renowned hunter and television personality. Her dad, Jim Shockey, and has been on TV. And if I'm not mistaken, when I saw this, it didn't hit me, and I get Field and Stream, to see your picture on the front of Field and Stream. What did that feel like?
It was incredible. It was something that, anyone that's hunted and fished and even camped for that matter have grown up with that kind of Field and Stream. It's been around forever, 119 years or something.
Yes, that's right.
To see my face on the cover after all those years of reading it was pretty cool.
And to know that you're only the second person, other than the second female, to ever be on Field and Stream in 119 years. And I'm sure Ron Wong knows who was first.
Oh, of course, Queen Elizabeth with her hunting dogs.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth, which if I'm going to be second to Queen Elizabeth, I'll take that.
Yeah,
right.
That's a huge honor. So
yeah, particularly when that's 12 years before you were born,
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't even have a chance at that point.
No. But to see it there, well, you've represented this so many avenues of sports, and tell me how you got kind of hooked up with this Muzzy Classic and your thoughts about being there and seeing how it goes, because it is one of those. In my years in newspaper, we weren't allowed to use the word unique, but I can't think of another tournament like this. It is more unique than this Muzzy Classic. So tell our listeners out there in the Memphis area a little bit about your experience.
Well, I am not a bow fisher woman. I don't know, woman, man, I don't know what that correct
Fisher
word
person,
is,
yeah, fisher person.
Yeah, I'm not technically, like, I've never really done that. This is all new to me, the whole bow fishing world. Growing up using a bow for hunting, obviously, but I've never thought about using it for fishing. So I shoot Muzzy broadheads and have for a while, and the Muzzy Classic, obviously sponsored by Muzzy, they heard that I moved to Florida, and got to Florida, and I started hearing about all this bow fishing. You know, there's this whole underground community that bow fishes that I've never heard of. So I asked Muzzy, I said, "You guys make the Muzzy products for bow fishing?" Of course they do. They have some great stuff. So they sent me a bow set up with their gear, and I started bow fishing, or had the bow, hadn't had a chance to use it, and they said, "Well, come out to our tournament, and we'll teach you how to do it properly." So I, rather than try to teach myself and probably do a bad job, I came out to the tournament, and it was just incredible because it's something I've never heard of. And growing up in the industry of hunting and fishing and outdoors, I've heard of most things that have to do with it, but this is like an underground world. All these people do it. They all love it. They're totally obsessed with it, and they're really good at it on top of it.
Well, we've been able to hook up this morning with our good friend Brody Swisher, who knows a thing or two about bow fishing. And Brody, I know you were at the Muzzy Classic. From your perspective, give us a little bit about what went on.
Yes, sir, Mr. Larry. Good to talk with you this morning. Hey, we had a great time. It was very cool for me and my son Aiden to hang out with Eva and her crew, and we were blessed to be a part of it. And it was my first year at the Muzzy, and we had a ball. I mean, it was just everything you hear about it. I mean, it's like you guys already discussed this morning. It's the best of everything, from fishing, archery, bow hunting, on the water, on the lake, hanging out at night, and it's just the coolest thing for me, and I love it. And as Eva said, it's exploding. I mean, this thing has taken off as quick as anything. They're saying that bow fishing is what 3D archery was back in the 90s, and it's just taken off. But the Muzzy guys, they do a great job, and did again this year. It was another record year for them, I think, with 84 teams competing, and just some huge fish, and it was really cool to see them in. The conditions were kind of tough. We went out a couple nights looking and scouting and hanging out and doing some photo shoots, and the conditions were tough, but man, a couple of teams did the deal and cashed in big with some really, really big fish. It was really cool to see just some monster fish come in and win the deal.
Largest grass carp, 70.9 pounds. The winning weight was 399.6 pounds.
400 pounds.
Yeah, and that was from Georgia's three-man Thrills and Kills outdoor team, and they got the grand prize of $10,000. And I was blown away by this, Eva, that the longest fish. You want to guess, Gene Smith? You want to guess how long the longest fish was?
4 foot.
That's 49 and a half feet.
All right.
I mean, not feet, but close.
That's a pretty long fish.
No, I don't mean 49 and a half feet. No, 49.5 inches, which that's a pretty good size fish. And
incredible.
Yeah, and Eva, I know you had a chance to shoot it, and you actually got to step in there and participate, didn't you?
I did. It was so exciting because everyone there, all these experts were saying how hard it was, and it really is hard. I'll give them that. It's very challenging once I did it for a while. But I got there the first day. I had a couple guys sort of show me from the dock how to shoot, all the safety techniques, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I took a couple shots at little pieces of wood floating in the water, and we went out on the boat, and my very first shot, I got a gar. And
there you go.
It was just so funny to see their faces. I mean, it was a total fluke. It's nothing to do with talent, but it was so funny. These guys are like, she just got her first fish. We just told her she's going to miss 50 before she got one.
It's like a home run in your first at bat. Whatever.
Hole in one.
A hole in one on your first. Yeah. That's what it's amazing about this. And I know, Ron, you've seen these events, and I've actually been on the boat with guys over at Horseshoe Lake over here near Memphis and everything, and it's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really incredible, and also the boats that they use are so incredible. I mean, they have these powerful lights surrounding the whole front of the boat to where you can see the fish in the water, and they've got onboard generators to power these lights and everything, and it is so cool to see all of that happening. And, of course, I would assume, and Eva can probably talk a little bit more about it, but when you see a fish in the water, you aim at different things because of the reflection of the water,
Right.
and those kind of things, right?
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things. I mean, obviously shooting a bow for hunting, I know how to shoot a bow. That's not the thing I was struggling with. It was the fact that for hunting, you aim where you're trying to get. Like, you put the pin exactly where you want to hit, and that's where you're shooting. Whereas with bow fishing, the refraction of the water, so if something looks like where it is, it's actually, you need to shoot a foot below it or 6 inches below it, closer towards you, because the water's refracting, and it's not really showing the true image of where the fish is under the water. So that's when you miss. You always shoot over, and I learned that really quickly, and they told me it's normal. You shoot over so many fish because you think you're aiming at it, but really the fish is a foot below that from your eyesight, and you have to aim. He says when you think you're aiming low enough, aim lower. And the only times I hit the fish was when in my head, right when I was going to shoot, I said, no, aim lower, and I would just drop it a couple inches, and then I would hit it. So, yeah, they know what they're talking about.
And we're talking to Eva Shockey, and we've also got on the line with us our good friend Brody Swisher, Bro Hunts, my man Brody, world champion coyote caller, and all these different things. And Brody, we mentioned there a little bit. Ron kind of brought it up. This is a night event. I mean, you're talking about from what time are we starting here? I mean, these things are just like 14 hours too. I mean, this is a grueling thing.
Yeah, exactly. They'll turn them loose. Usually an hour before dark, blasting off just like any other tournament. They'll blast them off an hour before dark, give them a chance to get to their spots by dark, and then you, as I said, light them up with the big lights, and you're going all night long. And I mean, basically check in the next morning. You could check in from 6 to 8 o'clock the next morning, and with check-in time. So I mean, you're talking 10, 12 hours of fishing, and these guys come rolling in. Some of them are pumped up, some of them are dragging, and it looks like they've been hit by a truck. I mean, it's just. It's good stuff, but it can be a grueling night. I mean, either you're in the fish, you're not, and that was kind of the case there. But yeah, it's an all night deal and a lot of fun. And again, it's kind of cool to be out shooting big monster fish when everybody else is home snoozing, and something special about it.
Well, I know before we let y'all go, and appreciate you, Brody, stepping in and helping us out there. Bowhunting.com. You can read Brody's wrap-up. It was a great wrap-up of it. And, Eva, I know that you're a busy person. What's up for you?
All kinds of fun stuff. I'm actually heading out to the Preakness Stakes, the big horse race this weekend, this coming weekend. And then I'm doing an event in Ontario in Tweed, and then I'm going out to Bear Camp right from there. So I have a bunch of trips all lined up, and I'm actually getting married next month. So
my goodness!
Congratulations!
All right, congratulations! Let's announce that. Let's announce that on Outdoors with Larry Ray right here. She's killed her first gar with a bow, and she's getting married too. So
yeah, it's a big summer.
What else could happen?
Yeah, what else can top that? Hey, thank you, Eva, for being with us, and we'll stay in touch. Like to talk to you a little, maybe down the road someplace. Thank you for taking time, Brody Swisher. Thank you too.
Thank you, man.
For being on Saturday morning.
Thanks for having us.
It's been fun, and we'll take a break. Ron Wong's going to hang on, and you two folks have a great day and have fun at the Preakness, okay?
Thank you, I will. Nice to talk to you guys.
All right. We'll be right back. Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.